Good evening and welcome to Forge Part 2. I'm the Wild Man.
DJ Tiano. It is March 9th, 2021. Episode labeled Communications. We have a new interview today. We bring on a good friend of mine. He's a good DJ friend of mine. That's how we met. This is Justin Ronsley. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Great, man.
Outstanding.
We had a great week. Did you do some positive things this week?
I mean, I do positive things every day at my job, so I suppose, yeah. And I'm a father of 2 kids, and I have a beautiful wife that we coexist with, and we love each other every single day.
Communication's on point?
Oh yeah, communication is on point. No, absolutely not. There's obviously gaps in everybody's communication, and we're all human, obviously.
All right, man. So we're going to dive right into this week's topic, communication. We spoke with we want to call him our third wheel, our new addition to our podcast. We talked to Doc Alpha, a.k.a. Hafiz, FYI, a.k.a. Let me get this thing right. Jesus Christ. Will. So we were talking about basically the importance of communication, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an intimate relationship. It could be a work relationship and things like this. Now I know a little bit of your past and things like this, and things that we've talked about behind closed doors and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And you were previously employed by a company that you weren't too fond. So was there communication issues there? Let's get to the nitty-gritty of the situation.
Yeah, well, everybody has their qualms of every job. Every job is work as it is. You go every day, you do the same thing, it becomes old. And not only that, but there are things through organizations and whatnot, policies that may not allow you to overly help somebody as a customer. And if you're a really good customer care advocate in a customer care or position,
just a good person overall,
right? You find yourself not being able to help as much as you'd like to, and it becomes frustrating. And I think that I was overly passionate about that piece of my job that I couldn't do. Mm-hmm. That there were times that I would go overboard and not communicate correctly. So at the end of the day, sure, am I happy I'm not in that place of my life? Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But that's taught me a lot of how to communicate correctly.
Absolutely. So basically, the company was putting constraints on you to being who you really wanted to be.
That's like your entire career as a working person, as a working
Absolutely.
class. If you're working, you go through this, and then your boss tells you, "Hey, don't do it like that." And then you're like, "Wait, don't do it that way." Okay, you're fired. Whoa, I gotta go get a job.
Yeah. I get it. That's part of the beauty of working for yourself. You don't have to answer to anybody else.
Absolutely, but that takes a lot of risk.
It does
that takes a lot of risk. So this is another piece to the whole thing that I was in. Is I was in that routine of that circle life. I believe your other guest Will was talking about. He was just talking about that circle that you get into and you just get comfortable with it. It's like, I'm feeding the kids. I'm paying my bills. Not well, but it's getting done, and I'm treading water. So let's just not let this water ripple,
Absolutely.
And drown me.
So through this hardship of you not only losing your job and just feeling, obviously you felt down on yourself and you felt the need to go out and get another job. Through your new job, tell us how that came about and how your communication skills helped you find this job.
Well, in regard to finding a new job, I wasn't happy at my job for a long time before. So I was looking for a job, but I have that piece of pride that may overtake us sometimes that you can't swallow, really, that makes you not ask a friend. That's all. So you never wanted to ask your friend to do you the favor. You always wanted to keep the favor. Yeah. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't want to ask anybody favors. If I can do it myself, I will. And I didn't before I got canned. And then I was like, all right, let's turn it into high gear. Let's ask all the friends. Let's just see what happens. And
let's exhaust all your options.
Just so happens, a guy that I ended up DJing for his wedding, he honestly, it was a aura of people that were just the people that you walk into and you're like, I just smell happiness with all of you. You're just bleeding joy.
Going,
you know what I mean? I could just feel it from you, the success. And it didn't necessarily mean like, hey, you guys are all rich.
Yeah.
But it was like, you guys are happy. I can just feel it from every single one of you. The parents, the grandparents. Great time.
And that's the thing. We always preach on this podcast that, happiness is not money.
Yeah.
Success is not just money.
Right,
It's
exactly.
being happy.
Good catch.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean.
Just money.
No, and that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't just the money. It didn't seem like overly rich people. Like, I could get along with them. I didn't grow up rich, man. My dad was in the military. My mom was a nurse, and we worked hard to struggle and tread water, but we made it. You know what I mean? But this guy that I did his wedding for, I called him. I basically messaged him on Facebook and said, hey, I remember you being, a bunch of good people. I'm wondering if you know where I can find work. And he's like, actually, I'm looking for a sales guy right now.
So your communication skills aided you in finding what you were looking for.
Yeah.
And not only did you find what you were looking for, you found something well above of what you were looking for.
Just taking the risk and talking.
And that communication skill opened up avenues for you to come and aid me and help me through this new job.
Yeah.
Which we can put it out there. You assess houses. You assess. Go ahead. You could tell it better than I do.
I'm an energy auditor, or I do energy assessments. I'll walk into a person's house and have all these really cool tools, and I tell you how your house is vented and how much energy it's losing, and it's a really cool experience. But I can come into a house and we can end up selling HVAC or insulation, but there's a whole lot of incentives through New York State. So it's a good job to at least have somebody, at least help somebody. Rather, you can really help somebody with this job rather than having to be a true salesman, which is the piece of the job that I really love. As much as I like to talk to people, I don't like to sell something that I don't necessarily back. In these products that I'm selling right now, too, there's something that I really back, and I've seen a lot of it.
Not only that, it's essential.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
heating people's houses.
Yeah, but at the same time, when you have this to do that to it, it's just
it's either if you're comfortable with the product and you believe in it.
Yeah.
It's not like selling a credit card with a 24% interest.
Yeah, I get labeled a salesman, but I say I'm a funding facilitator because there's so many things. And they're like, "Wow, you flipped that." I get that a lot. I really do.
So going back to communications, just through what I listen to of all these motivational speakers and whatnot, that's kind of something that they preach to you. If you're not 100% behind what you're selling, then you're miscommunicating to the people who are actually buying. Therefore, you're pushing them away, or you're not showing your 100%.
And people will see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They will see that if you're on stage or even going through a house, and they can see how your body language will deceive you.
Yeah.
You'll be saying one thing, and your body will just be contorting and be like something's off.
So, my whole point of view on this is to be successful, to get to these places where we all yearn for. Networking is huge, which comes side by side with networking is communication skills. And I've watched you over these just few years that I've known you. I've watched you go from here to here, and your communication skills obviously are what led to these successes.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So DJing, man, like music. I know you make music. It's not just DJing. Another side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
You were very successful at that as well. We were both on the same level. We rose through the ranks together.
Yeah.
And
you're not on TV with a big fuzzy hat.
I know you stepped away from.
Kind of would like to be.
I know you stepped away from DJing a little bit because music is a passion of yours, and it's not that you hated DJing. It's not that you had any gripes with anybody or any company that you worked for or anything like that. You wanted to step back into the real passion of music that was yours. You want to talk about your passion for music
in regard to DJing, thank God I did it because, like I said, we met. But at the end of the day, DJing was not my passion. It was the entertainment point, the part of it. Okay. And what I grew to love doing was composing my own original kind of music, and writing is really what I love. And I didn't realize how much I loved it like back in high school, but I used to write a lot. Yeah. And people were like, like, I didn't realize people didn't write.
Yeah.
Like, I like writing with my pen, like you guys are doing, writing notes. I'm like, and then people are like, they don't even know how to write their names anymore. I'm like, wow, I can't.
Well, that's one thing that we talked about with growing with age and responsibilities and the amount of things that you do.
Yeah.
I find it very important. You got to start writing shit down. Like,
yeah.
I'm not even. It's not because
Google Calendar.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Google.
Thanks, Google.
Yeah.
But part of success and staying correct with communications with others is staying on point for yourself first.
Yeah.
So in order to take your communication skills up a level, you have to be in order kind of yourself. So writing down things has a lot to, not to take away from what you were talking about music, but
yeah, writing down for me is my expression though.
Yeah.
I express it by doing that and doing activities, more or less sports. I like sports. That's where I kind of try to get my energy out. I'm a very active person. I'm not like active person, but I'm a very like hyperactive person. I can't sit down. Like I'm moving like, I have no idea.
Do you find it easier to communicate through what you write down versus talking?
Yeah, because I'm very offensive. And if I offend somebody, I don't get it all out without them freaking out. I mean,
and as we all know, the rap music, you could be offensive and get away with it. But if you're Pepe Le Pew, you're shit out of luck.
Right. I'm just waiting for somebody to go after rap music. I'm like, seriously? Like,
well, I think they tried to cancel Eminem a couple weeks ago.
Right.
They're still doing it.
And he did a song.
Can we go to Cypress Hill first? Like when they started it.
But we're keeping Two Live Crew.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
This ain't nothing but a hoochie mama.
This is something I could talk about for days, but don't ever want to get into. It's like everybody's offended by it.
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean?
It's something to say for a future episode, and we will definitely talk about that.
And that goes into communication. We should all really communicate. And not only that, but the one piece of it that, like, especially with social media, if it ain't really your friend, don't even chime in.
Yeah.
Don't even pour oil on the fire.
Yeah.
But if you do, learn how to communicate to not pour oil on the fire. Just
if
you
don't
can
like
get your point across, but just
if you don't like it, then don't say anything about it. It's not your thing.
That's
everyone is
how
entitled
it used to be
to their own opinion.
But I'm also entitled to. I think people are entitled to respond and comment as much as they want, but at the same time, not only that, just find a way to get your point across without offending somebody.
It's not even
being too radical.
About being professional. It's about being just a upstanding human being.
Just being decent.
Well, I say this one thing that people don't think about, but Facebook didn't come with a training manual. Nobody knows how to use the fucking thing.
No.
I'm sorry, but nobody knows how to use Twitter. You know what I mean?
It's basically diarrhea of the fingers and the mind.
It's crazy.
And I found a safe spot with Facebook, and other social media outlets. I found that if I gravitate towards the things I like and I comment about it, and it's all fun and games, it's kosher.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once I start getting into these groups of like. Back when I was watching like cop abuse and all these people going, pitting themselves against cops. I'm not one of those people. I don't know how I found myself on the site. Right. I had to X that stuff off, man. It was making me angry. It was making me resent people. And I'm not the type to resent a cop. I appreciate their work and they are a necessity to our society.
In a way, there's no way that you can't appreciate them. Every day, even with what's going on, every day they put on the suit, they put on the badge, the bulletproof vest, and they're still going out and protecting the same people that I hate you, you're scum, blah, 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 blah.
I feel like more and more it's more deadly for them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the more they put the badge and the suit on, the more I'm like, all right, cool.
I personally know a few cops, so knowing them and knowing them that they're actually regular, normal human beings. They don't.
Absolutely, I got a friend that's a cop. He's a good dude. He's
remember that
dude.
one?
He should be a cop. That's the thing. Like, that's the thing.
That's what we need more of. We need good-natured people.
Exactly,
to be
dude.
cops.
That's kind of why that's gone through my head. lately. Like, why wouldn't I be a cop? Why wouldn't I do this? Man, my heart is in the right place. And I feel like I'm a righteous enough person to say, my heart's in the right place, dude. If I did that, I'd be great at it.
Yeah.
But I don't want my wife to have to deal with me going out every single night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I can't do that.
See, I wouldn't have sleepless nights because, like we were just reading, the rapist gets life now if he does it. I'd shoot him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it.
Anybody who rapes a woman, touches kids, there should be no 3 hots in a cot.
Yeah, I get it, man.
That's it.
Yeah. And
if you don't want to kill him, put him on an island and just leave him there.
Yeah.
The problem with that is society has become so desensitized that, like, you know.
Yeah, but we don't get our 2-day shipping or something about a latte, and people are all up in
arms.
Yeah. But I feel like, in the same aspect, we need to be able to communicate that same thing without being so radical, and it sucks because I do the same thing, dude. I'm telling you, I do this all the fucking time, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Like with people, I choose to just try to just separate them and just nicely, just like, okay, it's cool. Maybe I'll keep an eye on you just because you've gotten to me that much. You know what I mean? Just to make sure I know you're there. You know what I mean? Because some people have threatened me. They're like, "Oh, Rochester's a small place." I'm like, "Oh, great, wonderful."
So, but there's a level of communication that me and you we have that allows us to continue to be nice to everybody, no matter what their stance is, and we're gonna go there just for a short period of time here. We're not gonna go too thick into it, but I was telling Brandon, you're a real political guy. You listen to a lot of political podcasts. You state a lot of your opinions, but me and you, we've had, opposite views on things, and we were able to put it aside at the end of the day and just put it to rest.
Absolutely.
Like, that's your view. It's my view. It's opinion for a reason. Everybody's got one, like they say, like an asshole. Everybody's got one.
They all stink.
Yeah, they all stink, right?
Yep.
Every single one of them.
But the fact that he is so political, and at the end of the day, after having that conversation, we can look at each other eye to eye and not have any animosity. There's nothing there. You know what I mean?
told you how we get rid of all the political problems.
Everybody gets punched in the face once?
No. We go back to having a king. That's it.
You can't do that. You can't do that because then power goes too hungry.
It's only one. It's only one, though. It's only one person.
That doesn't mean shit.
Dude.
You don't want one person in control of everyone. You don't want that. You want little government, nothing. You don't want any government.
You know what? But if it's one person and the planet elects this person, we have an election. It's one person. And
you trust the masses?
No, listen. Hell no, I don't trust them.
At this point right now, the way things are, dude.
Put them in. All right, this is your platform.
Yes.
Okay? Now, there's a fail-safe.
Yes.
Where within a year, if you haven't done... So let's say you got to come up with 5 things that you want to fix or work on.
Yeah.
If you haven't done at least 2 in that year, and they are solved and the problem's gone, you get an automatic eject, and we vote somebody else in.
But still, I mean, a king with it. The king, dude.
Well,
the king is not.
Should I tell him my other problem?
Do whatever you want.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I actually, before the king thing, I solved the world's problem all over. DJ remembers this. Okay.
Was it on
I laugh at him every time he says it too.
Everybody does, and then they stop and they think, we get rid of money.
Yeah, I know.
No, completely. Completely.
But then there's gonna be something else.
No, there can't be. Because if there's no money, right? All you have to do is go to work. Okay? There's no more crime.
Let's put it.
There's got to be something
easily
worth trade.
broken down. It's more of like an ant farm. Like we all go do our job. We all go home. We all have the same.
You want something? Go to the store.
Yeah.
You can get it. Why? Because you worked. And everybody goes to work, so you can still get a car.
How do you afford that? You need something.
No, you don't.
What do you need?
You're working.
You're working, so
everybody goes to their job.
So his stance is you're doing your part for the
That's
community.
all it is.
So you can just be a glutton?
No.
You can just go and just get as much material as you want?
As long as you're working.
We're going to run out of resources.
Yeah.
No. How?
We're going to run out of resources. There's
how?
not enough people
One way
to
or
work that
another,
much.
it's debatable.
There's going to be lazy people who just
really
eat,
far-fetched.
and then there's going to be people who actually work, and it's going to
No, if you don't
seriously
work, then you
outweigh
go to
that.
jail. If you don't work, you go to jail.
People are going to go to jail.
Well, okay.
It's going to seriously
But there'll be
outweigh
no
the people
more
that are
crime.
working.
There'll be no more crime because people won't have to steal things.
Are you kidding me? This is going to be crime in the jails because...
no, we don't care about it. Let them, we can put them all. Make
That's good.
one of the islands a giant jail. But you go to work, and then when you come home, everybody can go to the grocery store.
But you can't have an insurmountable amount to go to the store and get. Like, you can't, you got to have just necessities.
Well,
and then,
okay,
again, that's
but
like a
still,
socialist, like...
There's no homeless because everybody has a place to live. Yeah. There's no hunger because everybody eats.
That's not true.
Yes, how is not?
Somebody's not going to make the cut. Somebody's just not, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, and that's where people are just like, you know, give. I don't know how to explain it, but like,
there's a lot of hurdles to even like.
I just don't think
come close to accomplishing.
I just don't think we can equal outcome. That's the thing, and I think the best way to equal outcome is by equaling opportunity, which is opening it up to everybody, race, age, everything. This is the position that we're hiring for. We will hire you for this. Doesn't matter on any of those things, and it's solely based on your performance.
Because we can't constantly talk about that. If you stop, I heard something. It was Morgan Freeman. I forget who he was talking to, because Morgan Freeman said, "I don't want a Black History Month."
Yeah,
because Black history is American history, you know. And he was like, "Well, how do you get it? Stop talking about it. I won't call you a white man. You don't call me a black man. I'll call you by your name. You call me by Morgan Freeman."
I feel like everybody's got a day for something too. It's like, hey, it's National Ice Cream Day.
Oh, yesterday was National Women's Day.
Which I have no problem just like saying, oh, I appreciate women.
It's
I have
just
no
a
problem
way of
doing
highlighting
that.
and appreciating everybody. I mean, I understand that, but we don't need a cupcake day or we don't need a donut day.
No, I get it.
Highlighting, you know, not so much by race, but, you know, gender, women.
They're not a race. They're humans.
No, I get that. But I'm just saying,
red.
like, I can understand the women.
Oh, no. I mean, like, the whole black
like
and white thing. Not to get that, but I'm reading all these things, and, you know, and I'm thinking, I think, personally, we should get rid of the race card.
The day that we
that.
do away with making race an actual subject to talk about, like, it's never going to happen. We all know this.
I just wish we wouldn't get offended over it.
Well, it does. It happens, but every time and I think if you go back to right before there was a catastrophe, not like a major thing where something like the 9/11, but every time before there was something big happened, look what was going on. All the races work together. When that happens, something like racist happens. Katrina. Something jumps out. Yeah. That, you know, the most recent stuff, that the Mexican, no, not the Floyd thing. Well, I mean, that could be something, but that should have just been about cops and, you know, less than people,
whatever,
instead of a color thing. When that Mexican judge said something to the white fireman about you wouldn't know what it's like, they totally made it a racial thing where he wouldn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The day we stop making things about race, and we improve our communication skills, that's when the day that we all will get the peace that we all deserve.
Dude,
but because there's that gap of communication that is not.
It's so funny. The other day I was walking out of football. I played some flag football, and I'm walking out with my friend, who I believe is Korean, but I don't give a shit. He bleeds red. He bleeds red. You know what I mean? But I walked out and I said, "What do you do for a living?" And he said he was a teacher or something like that. So I was like, well, you seemed proper, so I figured you did something good like that. You know what I mean? He's like, "What? It seemed proper?" I was like, "What, was that racist?" I said, and he's like, "No, I don't care. You know, I was born in the 90s or born in the 80s." I was like, "I get it, dude. I completely understand. I don't think I'm not offended by anything." I was like, "I called you proper, dude, and I don't want to offend you." He's like, "Dude, it's good."
Within my little research that I do during the week on our topic and things like that, which I do quite a bit, and I only pull certain things out that I feel like can help our conversation. And being on the conversation, get off my notes.
You're lucky. This is only 3 pages this week. Normally there's like 12.
I love it.
They're they're PowerPoints that I like to bring up. Yeah. So going back to our communication topic here, there's a study out of Stanford that says 89% of people do what people see. What people see, like in action, like what they, they're following suit. They build upon something that they've already.
What was the percentage? 89%.
89%. So you got the sheep, right?
The sheep
So,
mentality, yeah. They do.
and then you got the
People that are
news.
working are gonna not outweigh those people that are just gonna be lazy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We're gonna run out of resources, and people aren't gonna be able to produce enough cows, enough chickens. You know what I mean? If it's an insurmountable,
Somebody's gonna get lazy down the line
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it'll break the chain.
Dude, it's easier.
It does make sense.
You were talking
I
about the
get
destiny.
where you're going with it, but there are so many variables in between where we are and where you need to get.
And you were talking
point,
about the
yeah.
destiny, the choose your destiny, and you would choose the lotto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's what it was, you know. That's
Yeah.
what it is. You want to choose the easy route. Everybody
wants to
and
choose
that's
the
not
easy route.
everybody.
No.
89% of people.
But to
Yeah,
be
but
honest
see,
with you,
for me,
to retract that though, when you said you wanted to win the lotto, you were going to take and put that money in
Yes,
and
that's-
do stuff constructive with
my
it.
thing
Absolutely.
is I want to build my business,
Yep.
and at the same time I want to use the money because I want to build one like I win
Yeah.
like 400 million. But I don't want oh, this is a vaccine. I want a cure for this. I want a cure. No, I don't give a shit about the billions of dollars. I want a fucking cure. These people should not have to go through this.
Yeah.
I want to see books back in schools. I want
Yeah.
to see musical instruments. I've heard the stuffs where they no more music class.
Yeah.
No, are you kidding me?
Yeah, for real.
No. Do you know how
I
much?
know.
Look at the amount of people that would have been lost, dead, in jail or in gangs if they didn't have music.
Oh my
You're out of
God.
your mind.
Wow.
Oh, let's do this. No, you wonder why we got. I don't want to call attention to like gangs, but that's where they go when
Yeah.
there's no school.
Yeah.
Dude, all of my favorite rappers talk about if they were not making money, rapping,
Yeah.
where would they be?
Exactly.
On the
I
streets.
told
Exactly.
DJ, I see these guys on the streets,
Yeah.
knowing goddamn well that mom and dad didn't buy those rims.
All I can hope for is you're a good rapper.
So they're doing, they're doing something shady. But
Yeah.
I'm working 9 to 5, and I'm check to check.
Yeah.
It's like no, you can barely make ends meet. But these two, it's like
Yeah.
staying on that other side of the wall, on that line.
Yeah.
It's getting harder and harder. I told DJ the other day we were talking. I forget exactly what we were talking about, but I said I give 3 people. There's 3 people I give chance to, and I was hey blah 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 blah. After that third person, I just start biting heads off,
Yeah.
and I get rid of my filter and take it right off, and it's like,
Yeah.
get the fuck away
Yeah,
from me,
yeah.
Especially
Absolutely.
with like the pandemic. If I move out of the way, I'm at Wegmans. I move out of the way 3 times, and you're steady going like this. You're lucky I don't Spartan kick you down the goddamn aisle.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
I
So
get it.
I communicated.
this
Yes.
this goes hand in hand with communication
Yes.
outside of speaking.
Mhm.
So we were talking earlier with our guest Will that speaking in language is the lowest form of communication. So going on his tirade of the shopping center, like he always talks about, and the
That blows
shopping
my
carts.
mind. Oh my God. Go ahead. Sorry, finish.
What was it?
He's basically exercising communication through body language,
Yeah.
through what these people are doing.
Yeah.
And that's him
Yeah.
acting out, acting
Yeah.
crazy.
You wear the emotion on your sleeve is what they.
Oh
you
my
know what I mean?
God.
I
You're
get it, though.
shopping. Okay, the aisle's this big.
Dude, he goes
your
on his
cart's here.
tyrant.
I get it.
Every
I get
week.
it, I get it,
Shop
I get
over
it,
here.
I
You
get it.
fucking stay on the same side as your
You should
cart.
see me pulling the back wheels out of people's way
I
all
do.
the time.
I
Like
do
I
that
scramble
too.
I look
across
at
the
that.
ground. Like,
I'm not a
you can go.
I'm not a
Yeah.
huge guy, but I'm not a small guy. I get behind my cart because the other person may not be able to get through.
Shit's
It's like,
bugging me already
no.
because I'm just putting myself back in the spot. I'm just reminiscing. Like, God, just get the
It's
fuck
like,
out of
So
no.
here.
I've always been a
Hate
person.
brings it up all the time.
It's because of the passion we have
Oh
behind
my
it. It's like,
God, I
and you
hate
can't
that.
say anything. Dude,
No,
my-
I don't. I don't.
Listen.
I go, this is why we shop on the same side as our cart, and I walk around the aisle.
I have a really close friend of mine who will constantly like walk by and just be like, "Oh, okay, we're just walking by here."
Yeah, I tell people, oh, excuse me, I must be in your fucking way.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, it's so
human
funny.
decency, come on.
it's so funny though.
But I'm the bad one
Yeah.
because I call you on your bullshit
Well-
and challenge you.
I stay quiet as long as I possibly.
That's why
can.
I don't.
So
I
if
know.
I've
Yeah,
learned
no,
one
I
thing,
get
if
it.
I've learned
I
one
get
thing through this pandemic, I've always been a patient person, but I've added extra patience on.
Yeah.
And just people who like. So this is a form of communication, right? When you get on that, when someone gets on that phone to call up like I don't know, just any kind of bill that you might
call
have.
center, yeah.
You're calling up and you got a gripe with them. You got this big issue. They charge you $45 extra on your month this year or this month, and you call them up with intentions of reaming out whoever's answering the phone.
Yeah.
Right. This is part of human communication that we get lost. Like you're letting that heat that you got from that extra $45 on your bill charge into this new conversation that you got with this person that you don't even know who's going to answer the phone. It could be anybody on the other side of the phone.
Yeah.
And you let it dictate the outcome of this phone call. You know this also well because that's what you used to do, right? How many people used to call you up and be like, yo, I got a problem with this. And you're just like, sir, only don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the guy answering the phone. Trying to,
absolutely.
You know.
There's a whole lot of. Those were the best people. I love the escalations. It was such that repetition routine, everything, the same calls every single day. That when I got somebody that was like, irate, I'm like, all right.
But this is it gave you some kind of entertainment. For
I mean,
the day.
at the end of the day, some of them were really just there to just you know, bust your balls.
Yeah.
But I loved helping those people that were, you know, upset.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, can we get this person de-escalated
So
before I go to supervisor? You know,
I hate that situation so much because I've seen so much of it growing up.
On the phone, it's easy.
Yeah.
You
hate
it's not as easy.
being in it?
No. I hate being around it. I hate being involved in it. So when I call up a call center or I call up, like I just called up DirecTV, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I was trying to deduct some of the costs because it's through the roof. You know, football season's over. I'm wondering why I'm still getting these $200 bills. So I call, a little quiet girl answers, you know, and I break the ice a little bit. I'm like, hey, I know this is your job. I know this is your job, and this is what my mission is for this call. I break the ice. I break the ice. I'm real polite, you know, and when she talks to me, hold on, I got to do this. Hold on, I got to do that. And you're on hold. People tend to get pissed off. I just want to cancel my, you know, they start going off on their tirades or whatever, you know what I mean? Tirades. And I'm just, like, I've learned this patience. I'm like, all right, I'm going to dial this back while there's nothing being said and she's typing on the other end. I'm just going to bring up conversation. Like, she started asking me what stations do I watch, you know, to try and figure out what the best plan is for me. So I start talking to her outside of being, hey, I'm the consumer, you're the customer service. I started like, hey, you watch that? I don't watch that. I didn't even know that channel existed. Like, you want the Olympic channel? I was like, there's an Olympic channel? Like, you know what I mean? I started breaking the ice, and I started talking about DJing, and next thing you know, we're like having a full-blown conversation. And by the time we're both done with our whatever we're trying to achieve, it was a good communication, you know, series of communication.
Of course.
And if we could learn how to divert ourselves from going at that person's throat on the other end, it's not their.
This is true.
You know.
Well, I think if people put it in perspective that person's just doing their job and they're just telling, you know, I guess, you know, and we're held to those policies that really hurt me from trying to do my job, you know.
Yeah.
So she had to just, you know, make sure that she could help you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So what you're saying though is when I call up, I shouldn't tell the person on the line that I'm going to eat your soul.
I'm not going to tell you that doesn't get you what you want.
They're just there doing their job, man. And you want to talk to someone, talk to the manager. It's going to take you 5 times to get to the real manager.
No, I'm not.
And you're never going to achieve anything that you're trying to.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Hold on.
That's not true.
Enlighten us, please.
Give me your manager.
No, I'm serious.
Right. So the manager's not always available.
Yeah.
But when they are, if you escalate correctly and you chew me out,
you'll get them.
If you don't do it by calling me the C word and the F word all up and down, then you may get your way.
Yeah.
But, and this goes to the communication. You can be irate. You can also be assertive without being a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's, you know what I mean? So, like, you can definitely get your way as long as you just play ball.
Basically, where I'm going with it is just if we approach communication to the level of, instead of insulting one another, instead of taking your anger out on the person on the other end of the phone, if we could do this on a daily basis with our neighbors, our coworkers, our spouses, whatever it may be, we can all just get along to a point. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Up to certain, I would agree with you on that. Up to certain issues, on certain issues, but some other things.
We're talking about phone bills and electric bills.
Okay,
I
well, yeah.
I mean, I get where you might be taking that, but
What am I thinking?
to certain issues. What are you talking about?
Like kids. I'm not going to remain calm when it has to do
No,
with the kids.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
but there
different.
has to be something really
Oh, yeah.
wrong doing of that person or something.
Yeah, they put their hands on my kids. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, obviously.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
I feel the same exact way, dude.
There's no
Yeah.
patience.
Dude,
there's no calm.
Here's a question for both of you: would you go to prison for your kids?
Absolutely.
Would you step in front of a gun?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's true.
This
Well,
not
I
even-
wouldn't go to prison because they would never find
But
out.
if they did, if anybody
I'm
did,
just
if
gonna
you
be
just
honest.
killed somebody, they caught you, you have no problem being like, listen, dude, I'm sorry that I killed this guy that did whatever he did.
Oh, no, dude.
Or,
I'd go to my appeal or whatever it is when they go, what is it?
Bro, I'm just saying.
What is it when you go up for,
yeah, no problem.
when you get up for what the hell is it? You don't do the full stint, you only do half. What is it?
Oh, and you go to appeal.
Yeah, but what do you get off on,
Parole?
There you go.
There you
That's
go.
the one.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, I'm not sorry. He
Yeah.
did this. He deserved it. And that state of mind, I really don't care. And honestly, if it happens again, I'm going to be right back here.
And that's why you're the wild man.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Well, dude, I mean,
keep
do
one
we
of my
know?
feet.
Do we know even like from that perspective what happens? Because right now we live the life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got it made. We have a lot to be grateful for. Maybe not. We got it great. We got grateful.
Yeah.
You know, we got things to be grateful for.
All right, so I got one more thing that we could talk about communication. So basically, this is another thing that I grew to see that more and more of these motivation speakers were talking about, and it has to do with communication. It has to do with that whole when a person walks in the room, you can tell whether you want to communicate with that person or not. We subconsciously have a ranking system in our head. Okay,
What?
Believe it or not. We subconsciously
don't
have
believe-
a ranking system in our head.
Okay.
When a person walks into it's not so much like you're going to be like, oh, that person's a 10. It's not like you're a judge,
No,
judging
understand.
a boxing match. It's not like you're actually putting a number value over this person's head.
Okay.
But it's basically saying that, okay, this guy is a 2, so I'm going to treat him like a 2. I'm going to tell him he's a 2, and then he's going to react to that, and he's going to either feel depressed because he's a 2, or he's gonna the work ethic you're gonna get out of him. He's gonna display a 2.
Okay.
And basically, what they're saying is we should all approach each other like no matter who you are, you should always approach the situation as this person's a 10, because you're gonna get most out of that person. You're gonna get the most communication. You're gonna get the real person out of that person.
I think it's human nature to judge people
It
immediately.
is.
You know?
It is. So that's kind of what it is. It's a human nature ranking system in our heads. So I can actually go on the record as saying, like, I've come across thousands of people DJing, right? And when you're in a bar atmosphere, people tend to come up, and if you're in that same atmosphere every week, you're going to get regulars. You're going to get people who talk to you on a regular basis. I'm not going to say any names or anything, but there are a few, like, I'd say eccentric people that come up to me and hang out with me. And I see the good in these people. You know what I mean? I don't see eccentric. I don't see weird. They talk about music. They talk about things. And basically, I'll get other people like, why do you let that guy hang out with you? Or why is that guy up there hanging with you? Like, he's weird. Like, you know what I mean? And in my head, I'm already ranking that person that just said that to me as a 1 or a 2 because
they just made some dumb shit. They just said some dumb shit.
Yeah, they just made an accusation of a person that they don't even know. There's a reason why I let that guy up there and talk to me. If I don't talk, if there is a person up there that I don't like bond with, or in my subconscious I rank them on a low level, which I don't really do, but we do shun out people that we find weird or.
Yeah, well,
I just don't feed back into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't initially talk to somebody that I initially rank subconsciously.
Yeah,
there's somebody like low.
Yeah,
rather on
you
my
just
low.
don't engage.
Right,
you kind of push that.
And I would think that,
but you don't.
Right.
You don't go to insulting that person or calling that person.
Well, when you said to treat somebody as that thing, or as that ranking, I wouldn't say I do. I would try to treat everybody as a 10.
Yeah.
But as far as that subconscious you're talking about that we have to ranking people, I see people and I can immediately tell myself in my head whether they're worth my time or not. They may.
That's exactly what it boils down to.
Right, but our paths crossed, but they may not have collided at the right time, and we may not. We may not have supposed to talk. We may not have to.
Put it this way.
You know what I mean?
So we're at this big event where the same company that me and you work for.
Mhm.
There's 10 other DJs, including us, and we can hang out and we can mingle with these people. But for some reason, like when we cross paths, we're like, boom, click.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with me ranking that person as a 2, or it was like your interests. Like we dress the same. We talk about football.
Dude,
it was weird.
It was so weird. Dude.
Like we're gonna have to dig out the picture.
Dude, it wasn't. Dude, how about this? The second time we did it,
Yeah.
it was messed up. The only difference was I wore a plain white, and he wore white with like dots on it. Like I was like, he's like, I thought if I wore white, nobody'd be getting matching. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
We're not girls going out to the club on a Friday night. We're just DJs going to work, doing our thing, and we show up in the same gear. And this happened twice.
Yeah.
So there's something subconsciously there that just, like, we clicked. You know what I mean? And then you got these other people that we're talking about that rank the people low. See, when these motivational speakers, they were talking about this stuff, they were looking at the aspect of, like, workmanship, business success, employer kind of deal. So they were like, if you treat this person like a 2, you're going to get the work ethic of a 2 graded person.
Okay, so what if you initially saw the person as a 2, but for some reason that person found the value in you and opened up conversation, and you just make sure that you treat then now at that point, that point, I feel like if we all treated them as 10, we can have this initial judgment because we're human.
But there's also times where you'll rank yourself lower than that person that you're around, so you pull back. You feel like you're not worthy enough to talk to this person.
Absolutely.
Like, this person has so much success. This person has so much money. What could I actually bring to the table?
See, I do is I rank them like you do, like you say. I don't know if I really give numbers. I usually just do it if whether or not we're going to be friends or not.
Yeah.
And then I rank them.
Acquaintance, friends.
And then I give them the benefit of the doubt. Everybody starts off with them. I may rank them. All right, let's see.
Everybody starts off.
Yeah, everybody starts off at the top, and
that's the
show
point
me what
of
you
me
got.
bringing this up. And if we can communicate with one another more often like that, where we can walk up to a group of people we don't know and converse without without no issues, without casting any judgment out on a person. You don't have to walk away being friends with that person.
Shouldn't be hard.
That's true.
It shouldn't be hard. We just need these
and at the same time with
skills.
with what you're saying, I find this most Shazi's girls. One of them used to say that she had different groups of friends, which is cool, but that she had to change to fit into each group. I said, well, that's not right. You should be yourself no matter where you are. You shouldn't have to change who you are while you want to communicate with somebody.
Absolutely.
That's where we didn't see eye to eye. I let her do her thing. Him.
That's usually what defines us, and we usually lose ourselves trying to impress others, trying to communicate with somebody.
That's also how you find yourself, though. Yeah.
So I've heard that today too, as well. You literally have to lose yourself to find yourself, and once you do find yourself, chances are you're going to lose yourself again because you're so addicted to this new self that you find yourself acting like your old self.
And you get the tunnel vision too.
Yeah.
And you just think that's right.
I seen the cross-eyed going there, but if you play that back and you listen to it and you play it back a few times, it took me a few times to get what they were saying.
That's right
you
up
gotta
there with
lose
the
yourself
way
to
is the
find
way.
yourself. Yeah, you gotta lose yourself to find yourself to lose yourself. It's like an Eminem song. Spaghetti out. What is it? Spaghetti on my sweater.
Don't put it on YouTube. You're demonetized now.
All right, so we're gonna kind of wrap this up. I didn't want this whole thing to go by without saying this. And I'm sure you guys heard this multiple places, and we're not going to elaborate too much on it because it basically it's pretty basic. We were given 1 mouth for a reason and 2 ears for a reason. Listening is a very important part of communication.
It's been lost.
I find myself, when I do find myself in these situations where communication doesn't seem like it's, I'm trying to overtalk my fiance, or I'm trying to get my point across without listening to hers. This is something that I've learned, and it's gotten better and better and better. Open your damn ears and listen to the person talking. If you have to allocate a certain amount of time for yourself and for your loved one or for your employee or your employer,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, let that person get off their chest what they need to get off. Don't ever try and speak over each other, and you will find communication is that much better.
Oh, yeah. Or just
And this is something I'm still learning to this day.
Let them speak first, and when they're done, then you say your piece.
And to be honest with you, podcasting has helped me a lot with this, because when I listen to podcasts and I hear other people talking over other people, it's like a turnoff. Mm-hmm. And I know we did it a few times today, but we're going to get the chemistry through, if you're going to come back on the show and stuff, we'll get the chemistry, and we kind of have...
the first thing that you and I talked about.
Yeah, we kind of have already done that. You're getting a feel for it. I'm sure you listen to many podcasts, as you said you did. And I'm just using that as an example to bring home with anybody that's listening or that wants. Open your damn ears. Open those damn ears up. All right, man. So
clean them out.
We're gonna wrap the episode up today, but we do a few segments before we close down. We're gonna do Choose Your Destiny. All right, today we're gonna do food. So you can eat one thing for the rest of your life, not being the only thing, but the other two things go away forever. There's never no sight, never no taste, nothing ever again. Even in history, the past of it go away.
You're taking care of that.
Yeah, because it's a very simple one today.
Okay.
We're gonna go tacos, A.
Mm-hmm.
B, burgers.
Mm-hmm.
C, pizza.
Okay.
Wild man.
I'm going with the burgers. I'm a carnivore through and through.
So pizza and tacos.
Yeah. Tacos, you shit yourself
You're
all
a real
day.
American.
That's, okay.
America.
Pizza, you fall asleep. All them carbs, you sit down, you're done. The wolves are eating on you.
I could do without tacos.
Oh my God.
I definitely could do without tacos.
So we're taking away one, or we're choosing?
Oh, no.
You get to keep one. The other two go away
I'm
forever.
choosing pizza.
Pizza.
I love pizza.
You
So
can
do
do
I.
different toppings. And same thing with tacos, but
Yo, pizza's
he's
like
right
my
though.
weakness, bro.
Tacos, your ass falls out the next day.
Dude, I got a house, dude. Ain't no coyotes crushing, grabbing me. Dude, I got pizza.
So we got burgers, and we got pizza.
Pizza.
Tacos are off the map. All three
I
of
like
us.
tacos. I had tacos tonight.
So I'm gonna be the deal breaker here, huh? Ooh, pizza or burgers. You could do a pizza burger.
Oh yeah, you could do.
Those are good. Yeah,
Or you could do
a garbage plate pizza.
You could do a hamburger. For those people who aren't in Rochester, garbage plates are a thing. Look it up.
That's what we're known for.
Yeah.
It's the garbage plate.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, we have listeners in Canada and Philippines. They don't know what a
Come
garbage
on
plate
down.
is.
Well, if Canada lets you leave, come on down.
Well, we are kind of close to Canada. Maybe folks in Niagara will
Yeah,
know.
you're gonna have to swim across the river. Sorry.
I'm gonna go with pizza, man. I gotta go with pizza. I'm Italian. Red sauce.
Pizza's amazing.
Burgers are great, man.
Oh, I
but
know.
You can make a lot of good burgers.
Yeah.
But you can put some burger meat on a motherfucking pizza.
yeah, I didn't say we had to get rid of ground beef. Just hamburgers.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
All right, so that's our Choose Your Destiny for the week. One more thing I wanted to do before I want to do our podcast shout-outs.
Yes. We started those. Let's not.
Is there any podcast that you listen to on a regular basis that's not celebrity-based or celebrity-fueled that you'd like to give a shout-out?
I mean, all of my stuff's in. I'm a Blaze TV big time fan. I mean, it's not celebrity based, man. They're all independent voices, but they're just,
And that's what, Blaze TV?
Blaze TV. Yeah, I mean, it's very conservative oriented, man. That's really where I'm at. Obviously, if anything on the other side, I would love to, shout out, again, Joe Rogan's just huge. I mean, he's huge. Who doesn't love Joe Rogan?
We all love Joe Rogan.
I know.
But this segment is basically just trying to uplift and support other podcasts like ourselves that are trying to get out there.
I don't have many.
All right, so we have, let's see here. I'm going to start where I left off last week. So for those who listened last week and heard your shout out, I hope you guys tuned in again, and I hope you guys subscribed or liked or shared ours.
All of it. So, tell your friends.
All right, our next one is Red Radio Productions South, a video podcast featuring musicians, bands in southern regions, plus tattoo artists, photographers, and canvas artists.
Nice.
Red Radio Productions South. We got The Robotic Dog, a podcast on Anchor. My podcast is everything dog training for the average owner. Good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be very interesting. We got the Nightcap True Crime Podcast, and the mystery of murder intrigues you, or if it will find crime, quite curiosity. Welcome home. All right, this next one is S.J. Child Show. My new show just aired today. The S.J. Child Show celebrating the spectrum of life. We discuss topics for families mostly related to mental health. Check us out. Those are always productive. I always like those ones.
Well, we got an episode of that coming up.
Okay, cool. I can't wait to talk about it. All About Hip Hop featuring special guest Sean. This one is called We're Midnight Zone. We're your favorite late night podcast discussing everything from crazy experiences to advice. Tune in to our newest episode, All About Hip Hop. Cool. That must have just been the episode. That's on Anchor.
Okay.
What else we got here? We got the Attitude Zone podcast with Dr. J. Grod. You can find that at theattitudezone.drjgrod.com. He's got his own site. Go check that out. We have, let's see, we do a podcast where we discuss review sports movies. Sports Flicks. There we go. Sports Flicks. That's on podcast.apple.com. We'll do a few more here. We got Dad's After Dark Radio. It's an actual radio station, Dad's After Dark.
Okay.
Please like and share our Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube. We will return the favor. So any podcasters out there looking for subscribers or anybody to support their podcast, give Dad's After Dark a shot.
Yes.
And we'll do a few more here. Let's see. The Book Nerd Diaries, a podcast on Anchor. Hello, my show is called The Book Nerd Diaries, chronicles the journey of bookworm as I talk about the latest titles I've crossed off my to-read list, as well as a book-adjacent pop culture news and trivia. Cool. All right, we're going to do one more. Last one of the day is Wordtastic. Wordtastic.libsyn.com is where you can find that. Hello, that's awesome of you to offer. I'm the sound designer on a spy-based audio drama for kids. Logline, due to an evil plot that has wiped out written languages and causing spoken languages to fade from memory. Oh, that sounds interesting. So that one's wordtastic.libsyn.com.
So words are gone?
S-Y-N.
I guess so. Let's see. Fade from memory. Special agent spy kids must race against time.
Oh, wow.
So this is basically a fictional thing. A lot of people do listen to fictional stories and stuff on podcasts. So if that's something you're into, go check that out. That is our pod shout-outs of the week. Hope you guys nothing but success on your podcast as well as ours. I hope you heard your shout-out, and I hope that you guys return the favor, check out our podcast, share, tell your friends, etc. We're all about inspiration, motivation, and lifting up others. So last piece of business we have here is the quote.
Any questions? Choose Your Destiny 2.0 at gmail.com. We do check it every day. DJ and I both check it. I think you've already answered the people that left us a message.
Yep, I answer. Yep,
okay, he took care of those. I know we got a few
of
those.
We are getting some traffic. Not so much through the email, but we are seeing some things on Facebook. Mm-hmm. We plan on bettering our Facebook page, getting an Instagram page going. Mm-hmm. All the above.
Snapchat.
You will see.
Twitter.
You will slowly see our growth as we take you on our journey, and we hope to uplift you.
It sounded great.
Our growth and success,
growth.
Not growth and girth. All right, so earlier on tonight, I asked Justin if he had a quote or inspirational quote that he. We got a dog upstairs with a chew toy, so let's try to block that out.
I think that's my little brother with the chew toy. Dog.
All right, so Justin hit me back with, yes, I do. He said Winston Churchill's success is the ability to go from one failure to another without loss of enthusiasm. Once again, Winston Churchill, success is the ability to go from one failure to another without loss of enthusiasm. There's your quote of the week.
Yes.
I hope we had some thought-provoking content for you guys this week, at least food for thought. I hope you guys go out and make your communication skills a little bit better. I hope you guys try to round that out. I hope we were, every little bit of,
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Don't be foreshadowed by our girth.
Yeah. We also want to thank Justin Ronsley over here, DJ J Raw. Thanks for coming on, man. We'll get together in the future. We'll have you on some future podcasts if you enjoyed yourself, that is.
Yeah, I mean, ask me, and if I got time, I'll be here.
Absolutely.
I'll be here.
Awesome. Guys. See you guys next week. Peace out.